It's Tuesday morning, 8:14 a.m. You're sitting on the edge of your bed. Your phone is in your hand. You open your banking app and look at a number you haven't seen in 5 years. 0. Your credit card balance is 0. Your car loan is 0. Your personal loan is 0. You spent the last 5 years, the best years of your youth, just to wipe out those red numbers. You said no to nights out. You delayed vacations. You worked overtime just to break that invisible leash. And now that the moment has arrived, nothing happens. The room looks exactly the same. You look in the mirror, same face. No confetti falls from the ceiling. Nobody congratulates you. Last month, when a coworker financed a luxury SUV for 60 months that he couldn't afford, the whole office walked over to his desk to congratulate him. Because society only applauds you when you go into debt, when you chain yourself further to the system. Last night, you finally broke that chain and became a completely free person. But when you go to work today, your boss and your coworkers won't know you're free. They still think you're the old you, the one who needs the paycheck. And that silence is the most beautiful sound you've ever heard in your life. Now sit there, just for a moment. Don't put the phone down. Look at that 0, because there's something in that silence you never told yourself. You just won the biggest victory of your life. And nobody noticed. For a second, that felt like a loss, didn't it? No congratulations. No applause. As if it never happened at all. Think about what those 5 years actually cost you. 5 years of watching friends fly off somewhere while you stayed home. 5 years of the same worn shoes. The same old phone with the cracked corner. The same quiet answer to every invitation. Maybe next time. 5 years of doing the math in your head before you ordered anything off a menu. Nobody saw that war. It happened in 1,000 small, invisible moments. You chose the boring thing over the bright one. Again and again. And now it's finally over, and the world around you is completely silent. Of course it feels strange. But that silence isn't a loss. That silence is a weapon. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why not being applauded is exactly what makes you so powerful. So stay here with me. Because first, we have to answer one question. Why did no one congratulate you? Think about it. When that coworker bought the SUV, the whole office stood up. People walked to his desk. They said, "Congratulations." They said, "You earned it." One of them said, "Now that's a man who made it." They gathered around him like he had won something. But what did that man actually do? He signed a contract for a debt he'll pay every single month for 60 months. 5 years. He sentenced himself to that paycheck, to that chair, to that boss, for 5 years. He couldn't quit now even if he wanted to. He locked a shiny chain around his own ankle. And everyone clapped. Here's the strange truth nobody ever says out loud. People don't celebrate you when you become free. They celebrate you when you become chained. Look around and you'll see it everywhere. The new car gets congratulations. The phone gets, "Wow, nice." The vacation photo gets 100 likes. The bigger house gets a housewarming party. Every single one of those things is a debt. And every single one of those debts gets applause. Now think about the opposite. When did anyone ever throw a party because someone paid off their mortgage? When did the office gather around a desk because someone had no debt left? Never. It doesn't happen. There's no ceremony for freedom. Why? Because debt is visible, and freedom is invisible. The new car shines in the parking lot. The watch shines on the wrist. The story is easy to read. Look at me. I'm doing fine. I made it. Everyone understands it in one glance. But what you did can't be seen. No confetti falls from the ceiling next to a 0. Nobody posts a photo that says, "I bought nothing again this month." Your discipline, your patience, the 500 small no's you said over 5 years, your silent war, none of it fits inside a picture. And people can't applaud what they can't see. Don't take it personally. They aren't bad people. They just think with their eyes. They see what glitters. They don't see what stays quiet. That's how almost everyone is built. So that man got the standing ovation. And you are sitting alone in your room, phone in your hand, with no one watching. And here's the part that should make you stop. This isn't just about him. Open your own feed for a second. Scroll through it. Almost every photo you see is someone paying for a feeling they can't afford. The vacation that went on a card. The watch bought to be photographed. The wedding that started a marriage in debt. You've spent your whole life watching people get celebrated for tightening their own chains. You just never had the words for it until now. And be honest with yourself. There was a time you wanted that applause too. A time you almost financed the nicer car. A time you stood in a showroom and let yourself imagine the look on their faces when you pulled up in it. You were one signature on the same chain. The only difference between you and that coworker is that, somewhere along the way, you chose the silence over the standing ovation. And silence, you're about to find out, pays far better than applause. But here's where it gets interesting. That man everyone in the office envies. He doesn't feel that joy this morning. The applause already faded. Let me show you exactly what happened to him. Because it's about to happen to every person who ever got congratulated for going into debt. The first week, that SUV made him feel like a different person. The mirror in the elevator looked back at him differently. The guard at the gate nodded. His relatives called. Every glance was a small reward dropping into his brain. Second week, it's just a car. Third week, the new smell is already gone. By the end of the first month, he feels nothing when he gets behind the wheel. The thrill evaporated, and two things stayed behind. A debt that runs for 60 months, and a quiet, hungry voice asking, "What's next?" Because that high never came from owning the car. It came from getting it. And the moment you get something, the clock starts counting down. The feeling dies, and the brain goes looking for the next dose. A bigger phone, a nicer watch, another upgrade, another loan. He calls it living well. What he's really doing is running on a treadmill, sprinting, sweating, going nowhere, and the price of standing still on that treadmill goes up every month. So while the whole office envies him, inside, he feels one quiet thing. This wasn't enough either. That's the fine print in the contract of looking rich. Every new thing whispers the same promise. This is the last one. After this, you'll feel complete. None of them keep it, because anything bought to be seen has an expiration date, and that date is always closer than you think. Now come back to you. Come back to that zero. That zero didn't put anything new in your pocket. No new object entered your life last night. Whatever you were yesterday, you woke up in the same room today. Same walls, same face, but something changed. Something you can't photograph. Yesterday, when your boss gave you a cold look, something inside you cracked. You smiled and swallowed it, because you needed that paycheck. You couldn't walk out that door. The debts had tied you to that chair, and everyone in that building could feel it, even if no one said it. Today, that tie is cut. Let me show you what that means in real life. Picture next Friday, 5 o'clock. Your boss walks over and says, "I need you to stay late again tonight." 6 months ago, you'd have said yes before he finished the sentence. Your mouth would have said yes while everything inside you screamed no, because the payment was due, because you couldn't risk it. But this Friday is different. This Friday you look at him, calmly, and you say, "I can't tonight." And the world doesn't end. The sky doesn't fall. You just walk out the door at 5, your own evening, into your own life. That small no is something money in a savings account can't fully explain. That no is what 5 years actually bought you. Because being debt-free doesn't give you things. Being debt-free gives you courage. And courage is worth more than any car. Think about what your boss sees when he looks at you today. He still sees the old you, the one who needs the paycheck, the one who's bound to the job, the one who has to nod and obey. But he is wrong. There is a different person standing in front of him now. Someone he can't control the way he used to. Because the invisible leash he used to pull is gone. He just doesn't know it yet. That is what real power is. Power isn't shouting. Power isn't a title. Power isn't a number you show people. Power is being able to walk away. Power is being forced to do nothing. And the strangest part? You tell no one. You don't have to. It's your quiet secret. While they think you are weak, while they think you are behind, you are holding the strongest hand at the table. And you're not even showing your cards. Because here's what almost nobody understands. Freedom isn't something you display. Freedom is something you hold. And the moment you display it, it starts to shrink. The who buys a car to prove he's free has already lost his freedom to the loan. The man who says nothing, who keeps the zero to himself, keeps all of it. So you think this is a perfect story. You won. You're free. You're stronger than all of them. Then why did you feel so alone for that 1 second this morning? Let me be honest with you. This road has a price too. And nobody reads you that part. You became free, but there is no one to celebrate it with. The victory is too quiet to share. For years, in other people's eyes, you'll just be the one still driving the old car. The one who never upgrades anything. The one who's a little too careful with money. They'll feel sorry for you. They'll ask, with a soft kind of pity, "So when are you finally going to treat yourself?" And you'll smile and say nothing. Because the moment you explain it, the moment you show the zero, the whole reason you built it disappears. This is the heaviest part of real freedom. You can't quit. You can't be understood. You live for years under the eyes of people who quietly think you're falling behind, while you're the only one in the room who's actually free. And late at night, when the house is silent, that voice comes back, the dangerous one. It asks, "What if I'm the fool? What if you only get one life? And I spent the best years of mine saying no to everything?" That's a real question. It doesn't have an answer, because some part of you, an ancient part, still wants the applause, still wants the tribe to turn around and say, "Well done." Every day, you tell that part no, and saying no, over and over, for years, is exhausting. That's exactly why most people choose the other road. Not because they're stupid, because the loneliness of the silent road is too heavy to carry. The chain at least comes with a celebration. Freedom comes with silence. And human beings were never built for silence. But stay with that thought for a moment, and think about that applauded man one more time. How does his night actually go? When the office empties, when the relatives stop calling, When the last light drops on the photo and his phone goes dark, he's left alone, in a quiet room, with a 60-month debt and a fear that never really left. His silence is fear. Your silence is peace. You are both sitting alone tonight. That's true. But inside one of those solitudes, there is a leash. And inside the other, there is freedom. They look the same from the outside. They are not the same at all. And here's the one thing he'll never get back. Time. He can refinance the SUV. He can sell it, trade it, upgrade it. But those next 5 years of his life, sentenced to that desk, those are gone the moment he signs. You spent 5 years too. But you didn't spend them buying an object that fades. You spent them buying back your own time. He traded 5 years for a feeling that lasted 3 weeks. You traded 5 years for the rest of your life. So let's go back to that Tuesday morning, 8:14 a.m., the edge of your bed, the phone in your hand. That strange, hollow feeling when the moment finally came and nothing happened. That feeling was never emptiness. It was the first real silence of your life, the first morning in years that nothing was chasing you. No payment due, no red number waiting, no invisible hand on your shoulder. For the first time, the quiet in that room belonged entirely to you. And it felt strange only because you had forgotten what it sounds like. Now put the phone in your pocket. Stand up. Go to work. Your boss will look at you the same as always. Your coworkers will treat you like the man who needs the paycheck. The SUV will be parked outside, still shining, still being paid for. Nothing in that building will look like it changed. But, you escaped the rat race. And nobody noticed. And that was the best part. Because real freedom doesn't ask for applause. Real freedom doesn't need a witness. Real freedom lives quietly, in a room with no confetti, behind a face that gives nothing away. And that silence is the most beautiful sound you will ever hear in your life. So what about you? Has there ever been a silent victory in your life that nobody noticed, but that changed everything for you? A moment you won, alone, with no one there to clap? Write it in the comments. Because some victories only become real once you finally say them out loud. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself, and enjoy that silence.